And I guess we started.
Yup. Hello, everyone, and welcome to whatever this is. It's a little side thing. I'm going to start off with a little story spiel just to try to get you in the headspace of where you are. Your characters can come from anywhere in the world that you choose. But for some reason or another, they ended up. Let's see, let me just look at the world map for a second. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, so you ended up in the Gemling seat and probably at the city of Rubold. So it's a very lavish city that is completely. Some of the buildings, even that normal peasants live in, are made out of gemstones due to the sheer abundance of gems in this particular area that they're basically worthless here. The only way to make money selling gems in this place is to be a traveling merchant and go elsewhere. Um, so you started there, and there was a traveling merchant caravan that seemed kind of shady, whether your character cares about that or not. Um, there's the stereotypical guy who is kind of like the merchant from Resident Evil 4. He has his face covered and he has really long clothes and dark clothing. And he seems like each one of these people part of the merchant caravan can just sort of open their jacket and have whatever it is you want. It's very strange. So they said that they needed protection, even though it seems like they can summon weapons and obscene things that could just probably kill people. But they don't seem very skilled in battle. One of you probably walked up and just sort of tried to push one of them over, and they just sort of fell over and got back up very slowly. So it's they're not very adept in battle. You're not sure who they are. They don't really give names. They just sort of call themselves part of this merchant caravan. And even some of their supplies are just labeled merchant caravan. Um, Either way, they're paying well, or they have something that you want, and they can pay you with it. So you decided to go with them. They're heading to a small mountain community called Meldrum, which is on the southern edge of the Nakracum. I can't even read what I have written here. Nacranium. Nacranium? Yep, Nacranium. Nacranium mountain range. Which famously has one mountain by the name of Shalarni, which is an entire dwarven city. The entire mountain on the interior has been hollowed out to make a dwarven city. But there's a small border community of Meldrum. It's along the raw elemental clash of earth and air, so it's a very dangerous place to live, but people who go on expeditions to the Tundratic Ring or to the Forgotten Lands, this is a common spot for them to stop. So the merchants want to sell things to travelers who stop by there. At least for a while, for a time. So they want you guys to escort them there. However, during your travels, you were walking through the steam-filled wastes, and the merchants seemed to become very solitary and cloistered, if you will. They don't talk much. They stop interacting with you guys as the guards, and it seems relatively quiet. There's There's no they warned you of the many dangers in the steam-filled wastes. Wargs being ridden by various creatures such as goblins and orcs and things of that nature. They don't have much food here to stay, so they tend to go to other places and bring back plentiful bounties. However, you don't encounter any of them traveling from one place to another, at least not at the start. Then suddenly, you looked behind you back to the city of Rubold, or at least where it would be, and you saw a column of black in the sky. You weren't sure what that was. However, eventually the column of black began to expand, becoming a bigger column, and then suddenly just becoming an amorphous wall-like, what's the best way to put this? Wall-like, barricade preventing you from going back the way you came. And it was expanding much faster than you guys were able to travel, even going all day and all night at one point. It was expanding much faster than you could move. And it eventually caught up to you. You attempted to protect the merchants of the caravan. You did for a while, however, it was just overwhelming how much stuff was coming at you. So you were eventually swallowed by the shadow, and for a time, minutes, days, years, you're not entirely sure, you were swallowed by the shadow, and suddenly you just came to consciousness. You are standing in front of, or were at that time, standing in front of the merchant caravan that you had rescued, and they seem to be trying to get you to stand up. And you do, and you are now with this small merchant caravan of people that can basically get you whatever you want. However, there's always a price, they say. So you tended to stay away from them after that, or you traveled with them, but you didn't really buy anything from them because you don't have anything left to trade with, but you protected them, so they protected you in kind, is how they explain it. Either way, you guys have been hanging around the steam-filled wastes for what seems like a couple months. You got your magical items that you procured from a weird, abandoned orc camp. You don't know many orcs that would abandon their treasure, however, it's just sort of laying out there in the open, and the most valuable items you pick up and take as part of your inventory. However, this is just sort of a lazy day in the steam-filled wastes. The merchant caravan is just sort of sitting near their supplies, and you guys are at a slightly separate camp. And you guys can interact for a little while, and then the main point of what we're doing here will commence.
Okay. So, do you want to start, or should I?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, you see Chad sitting atop his majestic horse. It's got the long white hair just flowing in the air, as well as his hair also flowing slightly, although it's mostly got plenty of gels keeping it in place. Like a top hat with the hair. But it still blows back in the wind. It just looks amazing. And he's got he's ripped, he's got muscles and everything.
He looks like he has muscles, but he's never really used them. He uses magic more often.
Yeah, that's true. But they're there for show, not for use. It's show, not tell, you know?
You never seen him cut open, so you're not entirely convinced that they're muscles, but they look like muscles, convincingly.
Perhaps they're very
Make a high
convincing
enough
air balloons.
perception check. You can see me drooling every now and then.
Yeah, and when he talks and the things that he does don't always make sense, but he's more useful to have around than to not. So he is here. Alright. Geo, go ahead.
Yeah, what else can I say then? Welcome to my regular show of characters, being Dragonborn.
Okay, any specific color?
I feel. Well, let's go for more original color. Let's see what can I roll. Let's go and roll up a one.
Pink. Go with pink.
I will say that
Oh,
purple
what?
is a thing, and with their breath, they can animate dead creatures. Like if they kill someone with their breath, that creature becomes animated.
Now you got me interested. Now you got me damn interested.
However, it only lasts an hour.
Still, now you got me damn interested in that. Damn, I do it.
So you're pink.
Purple. Purple.
Okay, so
Dark
he is
purple
a-
Dragonborn.
He is considered a necromantic dragonborn.
Okay.
So sometimes you've noticed during your time with him, he's breathed on things for the final strike, and it's come back momentarily. They're
Yeah.
not as good as the necromantic dragons that can permanently enslave creatures to their will, but it still comes in handy every once in a while.
Are you saying player characters shouldn't have dragon breaths? What is this? I quit.
I mean, I can't recharge my beautiful, beautiful breath.
Yeah, your breath comes back every once in a while, and it's just the same as a cloud, like one of the ones that disperses out in a cone.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's
And
necromantic
what's-
damage.
What save would you say it would be appropriate to
Constitution.
that? Constitution.
I'm pretty sure it's the same as everything. Just you do necrotic damage. You can raise someone if they die. So cone and
8
everything.
plus my con plus my.
And I assume you're resistant to necrotic because that's the type.
Yeah, it's if the other dragons are resistant to their types, then yes.
8 plus 3 is 11. Okay, DC 12. Hooray.
Yeah, you might not have a great breath weapon, but
It's a
it
breath
works.
weapon.
If it works, then it's great. However, so black plate mail, the whole 9 yards is what you're going with.
Yep, the whole 9 yards. This guy is no good mojo.
All right, are you fully embracing the Seth angle?
Yep, just like the last character.
Okay, so you have a 7-winged dragon imprinted on your chest armor. And it is a silhouette, so you have like a white outline of this thing on your armor.
Hmm.
And yes, it is a 7-winged dragon. So it has 3 wings on each side, and on the left it has an additional wing.
On the left it has an additional, then you cut out for me.
Wing.
Okay.
Because it has 7. Just for your own characters.
Perspective.
And that would be classified as your symbol. Your holy symbol. If you were going for more subtle, then you could very easily have a little symbol, but that's fine.
Yeah, something like you have dangling on the end of your blade, like a charm.
Yeah.
That's
So,
subtle, right?
yeah. most Seth followers go into it for the hidden aspect, but having the embodiment of Seth being the large dragon that wanted to cover the world in darkness is also a thing. So, being very open can be a thing.
Yeah, he's more subtle about it, knowing that it's, well, people are not looking too favorable upon it.
Well, there are some communities that do, some that don't. So
yeah, he just double checks when they do and when they don't, just to be sure.
Yeah. Either way, so you guys are sitting around a fire. Anything that your characters wish to discuss before we get into the main plot here?
Not really, no.
Okay, I'll just sit and stylize my hair. I'll spend
Which
hours doing it.
Yeah, to me you look like just... You said it was like a physical thing or a mental thing?
He physically changed, but whether or not he's the most attractive...
Of course I'm the most attractive.
To his own standard, he is the most attractive. It's kind of like Fabio. Some people like him, some people don't.
Some people just want to punch a hole in his face.
Exactly.
I mean, who could be more fabulous than Chad Thundercock? I don't see a...
It's going to be one of those, I see.
You also theorize that he changed his name when he got this appearance. But whether or not that's true, you don't know.
It seems very likely.
Either way. So, you guys are just sort of hanging around at the camp when one of the merchants, which is... They kind of have, like, this hood, and if you're familiar with the Final Fantasy Black Mages, how their hat sort of makes their face black and their eyes white, it's kind of like that. You just see a glimmer of eyes behind the hood, but the rest of it seems shrouded in some sort of, perhaps magical darkness, you're not sure. But... You've never really clearly seen their faces.
I tell him, oh, you must not be as pretty as me. But don't worry, you don't have to hide your face everywhere you go.
How many times do I have to explain this? They just do that.
Do what?
Well, that.
I mean, clearly he's ashamed of his looks, but it's alright. Not everyone has to be as fancy as Chad Thundercock. I yell out to everyone.
Yeah, there's just the merchants and your other bodyguard companion here. But if there were someone else here, they would have heard you.
Yes.
Yes, you're real smart. It seems like your brains are... You truly are the brains of our operation.
Yes, of course. I mean, with these muscles, of course brain follows. I'm sure my brain is flexing right now, and I just look at you.
You actually, Chad, you feel your brain move slightly in your skull, as if it's flexing. Perhaps it's just part of your mental faculties going, or perhaps it's actually happening, you're not sure.
Oh, I just got a back to Swish machine, yay! God damn it.
Okay.
All right.
Hurry up.
I'll be back in a few. Yes, I will.
Since
this
you're
is enjoyable.
Half the person. Half the people.
Yes. Yes, this is enjoyable, so I'll be back in a few.
Okay. So, Chad, to do something while he's gone, you hear the familiar voice of your patron. I have his name written down somewhere, I know, but I don't know what it is at the moment.
So the patron, what does he say?
He says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I'm flexing with my brain. What does it look like I'm doing?
I know you're consuming far too much power.
I try and flex even harder.
You feel as if your brain could break a mountain.
Perfect.
And he goes, "Stop it!"
You do an intelligence save. I stop it.
And he goes, as if it was actually taking quite a strain on him.
Okay. Well, I don't see any enemies nearby, so why are you here?
He says, I'm just now getting in contact with you after the incident. I may need your help in the future.
Oh yeah, let's just point me in the right direction, and I will find out.
There was a man, well, a halfling. He cut my avatar in half. It was very draining.
Or was he strong, and was he beautiful?
Well, depends on who you ask. But from your perspective, he pauses for a moment. He's very short and stubby.
In that case, he'll be no match for Chad. And I start summoning my horse.
And he allows you feel the power that he has granted you flow through you to allow the horse to be summoned. And he says, perhaps not now, but perhaps later. He seems very powerful, but...
Not more powerful than Chad.
Well, to be fair, he only closed a portal. That's not too strong. And he used a magical artifact to do it. He seems very tired, and you can get that sense from just the way that he's telepathically messaging you.
Well, no worries. I am on it, and I will start riding in a random direction.
And he says, I appreciate your gusto. And
yeah, I think that was a good job, and I'll keep riding.
Okay. We'll say that this is earlier, so that way the scene makes sense later. And everybody begins chasing you.
Can they keep up? I will cast haste on my horse, and it will run 600 feet per turn.
You have one of these obscene builds again, don't you?
I like speed, okay? I am speed.
Okay. I'll let it go. No, they cannot. However, eventually, you do mentally...
Do I spot any halflings along the way, or any short people?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
However, your hair gets a little messed up because you're going just slightly faster than you normally go. And
okay, I stop and I fix my hair for an hour.
Exactly. So, I knew that's what would work. He continues corresponding with you as you're fixing your hair. I'm not sure how he tricked my crew, but he is very cunning.
Well, he can't trick me. My brain muscle flexes pretty hard.
I will have to keep that in mind. If he ever heads a lot closer to your current location, then I will let you know.
Well, I don't see any short people around here.
He says, he is not nearby.
Oh, well, then what's the rush? Why did you tell me to go?
Well, I was going to send you if he didn't. After I've recovered more of my power.
Oh, well, then it would be no problem.
By that time, you may be granted more abilities, depending on how...
I don't think you can grant me any more abilities.
Make a persuasion check. Because he is the god of insanity, so he's not sure if he's granted you a little bit too much
I'm
or
as
not.
perfect as it's gonna get, so I don't think he can give me more powers. That's a 19.
He goes, perhaps, but I can still try to grant you more. Whether it'll work or not, I'm not sure.
Well, I could always use a new hair gel, I suppose.
Or a faster horse.
Oh, my, he just gasped.
So
Can you also make his hair long?
I can make his hair as long as you wish.
I just imagine that it's even longer now, just flowing in the distance as I run. Just like a trail behind them of hair.
Yeah, the hair is long. Your hair is longer, but so is the horse's. And it's just sort of like flapping into your face.
But it's majestically doing so.
Yes. And he goes, it depends on how much closer to my pinnacle you can manage to get between now and then. So he has shared with you that there is a pinnacle.
Well, I will go
obtain
and look for this pine cone. Now, if you
And he goes, good job. You've done well, my student.
I go and search for a pine cone.
He seems to like insanity when it benefits him. However, if it's too insane and people start controlling his followers, then he makes sure to intervene, which is what you as a player would gain from this information. So, make an investigation check.
Okay, investigation. Let's see, I have -2. 4.
Roll with him with advantage because he is very pleased that you are.
6.
You find a rock.
I search I search around my horse, like in his hair, like there's gotta be a pine cone there somewhere.
Okay, yeah. You look in his hair and suddenly you perceive that you have found a pine cone. However, when you grab it, it just sort of vanishes. And your god says, you are getting closer to the pinnacle than I thought.
Oh, did you see where it went?
I grabbed it. It seems that this was a foci of my power. You've given me more.
Huh. So all I need to do is get more pine cones. Got it.
He says, if you can find more, I will allow you.
I look in the horse again.
Roll an investigation check.
14.
Okay. You do find what looks like a little flea, maybe? You're not sure how it got there. But it looks very much like a tiny pine cone.
I ask it, where are your parents? And I poke it.
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana check, -2. 1. And not natural.
Suddenly, the flea turns into a huge creature that is no longer standing on your horse, but beside your horse. And it says, "No, I will never tell you where my parents are." And it tries to jump away, but it's too large, and it can't jump under its own weight.
Okay, I will start Eldritch blasting it.
Okay. Alright, the first one hits it.
That's a 9 first damage.
Alright, it flies like a popped balloon, and it starts flying around the immediate vicinity.
Okay.
And you
Well,
no
that's
longer
good.
perceive a flea. It's gone.
Well, I'll have to find out later. First off, I will start running back towards the group. I know one of them is hiding a pine cone.
Okay. Make a...
No, do I reach them? Is the question. Because I will describe what I'm doing.
Yes. I'll say that just because he's not here, you can't interact with him. So I'll say one of the merchants is there.
No, I want to find the guy with a cloaked hood that kind of like hid his face.
Yeah, you can try to get to him.
I'm gonna run over to him and I'm just gonna rip off his mask and I'm gonna yell at him. Where are you hiding the pine cones?
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
I know he has pine cones somewhere. 16.
Okay. I'll see if you can get the mechanism of what's happening here. You attempt to pull his cloak up, and you see nothing, and you start yelling into the black nothingness.
I put my hand in it, and I try and pull out the pine cone.
Alright, make an investigation check.
13.
You attempt to reach into his cloak, and he just sort of reaches up and tries to bat your hand away. And it seems slightly stronger than he looks like he is. And it just sort of bats your hand away.
I will grab his hand with my other hand, and I will yell at him, "You don't touch the Chad!" So I will try and grapple him.
Okay, go ahead.
That's +2, 19.
Alright, I'll just let that number go. You have grabbed his arm. However, with his other arm, he sort of just opens his cloak, and you see about 10 different varieties of pine cone in his cloak.
I look at them all. Which one is the biggest?
Make another investigation check.
3.
They all start expanding large, and they start like making the noise that a bowling pin makes when it's hit with a bowling ball, and they sort of just all tumble in front of you, and they're super huge, and then they look like they're about to crush you, and then they shrink super small, and they land in your pocket.
I start yelling angrily at the man. Why did you shrink?
He just sort of begins backing away from you, or trying to. Are you still grabbing his arm?
Yeah, I still have him. Like, why did you shrink my pine cones?
He's trying to... if you could see his face visibly, you probably assume that he was afraid of you at this moment. And he's just trying to get away. Do you let him go even though or do you still keep holding on to him even though he's visibly trying to get away from you?
I have some questions for you. Come to my horse. And I started trying to pull him onto my horse. I want to tie him up.
Okay, he doesn't seem to be able to resist. But if you want to try to pull him onto the horse, you can make an athletics.
Yeah. Athletics 19.
Alright, you pull him up onto the horse. He is on the horse.
Yeah. And I tell the others I need to go and investigate this man in my lair. And I
Everybody seems a little confused.
I start running off in a direction that seems suitable.
Okay. You do so. How far away do you want to get before you stop?
Like until nobody sees me.
Okay.
And I'm back.
Just gonna finish up a little scene here. We're doing something in the past since you were gone, and he's having a little fun with it.
Okay, perfectly fine.
Okay, so you go behind a steam vent that's approximately 500 feet away from the group.
Okay, do I see any trees nearby?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. I'm great at those. 9.
Okay. You see a very small, scraggly tree that looks very not good and healthy.
I tie him to that tree.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be able to resist you.
And I tell him, where are the other pine cones and why did you shrink this tree?
He says, I don't have any more. And I didn't do anything to this tree. I didn't see it before now.
Then make it bigger.
Alright. For this to happen, I need you to make an Arcana check.
5.
The tree suddenly grows bigger. And the man is still attached to it, somehow.
I knew you were hiding away the trees. But tell me, where are the pine cones?
Make another Arcana check.
10.
Okay, so he points, you look at him and he sort of just stops struggling for a moment, and then he just suddenly points behind you, and you look behind you, and there's this humanoid pine cone standing behind you.
Eldritch blasted. 25.
You hit the pine cone with the 25. The 13 doesn't work.
16 force.
It just sort of pops like a soap bubble in your dish pan when you're washing dishes. As soon as you hit it.
Okay. Now we should be good. Then I tell the horse, let's get out of here. And I forget about the guy.
Don't worry. It is at this moment where the guy is coming up to you that you notice that the guy actually rejoined the group. So for your character, Geo, I'm not sure what his name is.
God damn it, if I got to actually make one. I was in the middle of it, then I got distracted.
A good one like Chad Thundercock.
No.
So I will describe this past event to you, your character, while you're coming up with a name. So in this past event, Chad seemed distracted, and he was even talking aloud to nothing, which is not uncommon for Chad. And he suddenly just started dashing away from you guys really quickly on his horse. And then suddenly he came back and he started interrogating one of the merchants for pine cones. And the merchant opened his jacket and actually had some pine cones. And Chad just sort of stood there with a blank look on his face before grabbing the merchant and putting him on the horse, and they rode away for for about 500 feet behind a vent. And later on, one of the merchants approached you and said that Chad had locked up one of the merchants to a tree, interrogating him about pine cones, and then left without releasing him.
So name is Matt Roth.
Meth God.
Yes.
You're a meth head, is that what you're saying?
No.
No, he's a meth god.
Oh, okay.
No.
Meth God.
Medroth is how I would say that.
Yeah.
Medroth. Okay.
Let's just cut it short and say meth.
Okay. Well, Chad can say that easily, and it would make sense.
Definitely not on his favorites list.
But yes, one of the merchants did go back and release the other merchant. That's how you know that Chad did that. However,
Annoyance is growing more with him now.
either way, you two were slightly camped slightly away from the merchants when the merchant approaches you and says,
This is the same day?
this is a different day.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure so I have my shit back.
Yeah, you do. He approaches and he says, I'm sure you have noticed, and he points towards a large tower in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what about it?
Perhaps we can get supplies or something?
Or
You
it could.
need supplies. Can't you just eat what you have?
He thinks he just stands there motionless, and then he talks to you again, or to Medroth. You guys need supplies.
Yes, it's very true. Let me consult the map to see where we currently are and see if this is not something we should avoid.
Alright, you are on the southern part, eastern part of the steam-filled wastes, in about the middle of the steam-filled wastes. And you're
Well, how
heading
far away
north.
is the tower?
5 very tall stories, at least.
Yeah, but how far away is it from us?
Approximately 2 or 3 miles. But you can see it towering over the nearby vents that take up this landscape.
You want to see something cool, Medroth?
Which is?
I start charging away on my horse towards the tower.
Oh, God.
And by the way, if he casts haste on his horse, he can move 600 feet.
I don't do it currently.
Because he has
I
one
don't
of
have
those
a range
horses.
of 6 feet on my Eldritch Blast, so it's balanced out.
He has one of those magical horses.
Mm-hmm.
And he can cast haste on the horse to get 600 feet. So
I can imagine, yes.
he can break the sound barrier, basically, with his horse.
Yeah, Matrov just looks at it and goes like... He checks his map and goes like, oh God, he's gonna kill himself.
So I ride at the comfortable 200 feet, so I don't lose my perfect hair wind.
Okay. So you manage to approach the tower and
I want to be 600 feet away.
from the tower?
Yes.
Okay. You stop at 600 feet, everybody else is going to have to catch up to you.
I start blasting away at the bottom of the tower to try and tip it over.
I'll get you to make an
Exactly.
Arcana check.
I exactly know which tower it is. I recall now. It's the bad one.
Natural 20. Hit it.
Okay, so you can choose whether or not you perceive. Maybe this will tip you off as to what was happening earlier. Whether or not you perceive the tower falling over or not. Because in reality, it's not actually falling over.
Okay. I'm gonna blast it to pitch for a few rounds, and then it's gonna fall over.
Okay, so from your perspective, it is falling over. And it is like growing and shrinking and growing and shrinking as you're hitting it, and then when you finally hit it, it grows to an obscene size, and it just begins falling towards you.
And just all supplies I ever need is in there as well, because we wanted supplies.
Yeah, you just see like what is your character's favorite food?
Yeah, what would be a super Chad food to eat?
Don't forget, you're also crazy.
Okay, so I found something called Chadian cuisine, so that's gonna be it.
Okay, so whatever that is, because I don't know, just starts tumbling out of the windows on this tower.
It looks terrible, by the way.
It just starts tumbling out of this tower in gargantuan amounts. Enough to feed 10 countries is just sort of tumbling out of this tower.
Yeah, what do I see from my perspective?
You're not
Sure.
really that close to him, so I'll get you to make a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay, hold on. Something I am absolutely wonderfully, just extraordinary. If it wants to load, it is reasonable. Reasonable. No, wait, that's persuasion. No, extraordinary average at.
At disadvantage, you don't see him. A steam vent just sort of bursts up in front of you. Luckily, it doesn't do any damage to you because you managed to back away from it. But it prevents you from seeing what he was doing.
Okay.
So, Chad, after this tower, one of the windows just seems to grow larger and encompass your character, and just sort of the tower lands on you, and you are just surrounded by food.
Yes. I take up one of these dishes of some soup-like thing, which looks disgusting, by the way. And I will start heading back.
Okay, so you start digging your way out of the tower. And
I just start flexing, and then I use and by that I mean I bash my way out
okay.
with my head.
Okay. You perceive that the tower just sort of splinters into billions of tiny microscopic pieces and vanishes. And you begin to walk back. So, now, Medroth, you see Chad carrying a slightly bowl-shaped rock. Slightly. It could hold some liquid. And it has a little bit of steam water in it.
Gosh.
And I yell out, I found the supplies! Plenty of soup for everyone.
Yeah, no, he didn't even get close to the tower, apparently.
Yeah, you just
No,
saw
I-
you see him walking back from the tower, which is still perfectly intact.
This is all we needed from the tower. I searched through it. Would you like some? And I give you the stone ball.
It's just steam water, so it's water, but
It will maintain your muscle, just like mine. And I start flexing.
Well, does it maintain your reflexes as he just flips it up in the air out of his hands?
So, Chad, from your perspective, he has just flipped the soup up into the air.
Okay.
And it's not escaping the bowl either, the soup.
Okay. I just try and pick it up again, and I will say, good thing I glued the soup to the bowl.
And since you got a natural 20, this remains on for a little while longer than a regular delusion. If you didn't catch on already.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, no, he's definitely gone insane again.
You should remember to add glue to your soup. It makes it not spill.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this isn't an uncommon thing that he would do, but this isn't a thing that he has done before with soup in particular.
The tower is not to be trusted. I guess we have to find somewhere else to resupply.
Well, I have plenty of supplies. We can go and get the other bowls if you'd like.
Let's keep going.
If you say so. I mean, they're quite tasty. Have you tried? Instead of just...
I said, let's keep going.
Well, alright, I'm waiting for you. I mean, I can catch up.
Okay, so what are you doing? Are you heading towards the tower, or are you not doing that?
Oh,
The other...
no, that's no. Definitely what he's telling me, that seems to be something. Usually it's not that crazy, but this is just crazy.
Well, he got a natural 20, so I was willing to give him whatever he wanted to perceive.
Yeah, this was just crazy for him, so I was like, nope, not gonna do that.
Okay, so, which way are you going? Are you going east? Are you going what? East is towards the shore. West is towards more inland. South is
which
the way you
way
just came.
Then we are heading north.
That is towards the tower. You can try to keep a wide berth around the tower, of course. I'm not going to prevent you from going northeast or northwest. You can do that, but just telling you, you will be heading slightly closer to the tower if you do that.
So I come up and I ask you, so do you know where the small people usually stay?
Small people?
Yes.
He's brought this up before. Apparently, a voice in his head from your perspective has told him about small people.
Which small people again? Cause been a while.
Yeah, the small ones, and I point low to the ground. Like this.
They're far up north. Very far up north.
Well, let's go north then.
Well, we do need more food than just soup.
Well, we can take the little people. They don't need their food anyways. I mean, what are they gonna eat? They have no muscles.
Well, we can go to the east so that we're close to the ocean, so that we can perhaps try and fish.
No. I will find something on the way.
Yeah, let's go northeast. We close to the ocean, then follow the ocean line so that, we have at least something to follow.
We need to go north.
Also, you remember, you Medroth, not you necessarily Chad, But that's where the weird column of darkness came from, is up north as well. So if you continue too far up north, then you may go to the epicenter of where that came from, which you guys have been avoiding for obvious reasons.
Well, not anymore, because now there's tiny people there, so we should
Okay,
go.
yeah, your character, sure, but that's why the merchants didn't want to go there, and that's why Hedroth didn't want to go there. But
Look, we're trying to avoid the black column / tower, so that's why we have to be so close to the ocean.
Well, I don't care if the small people are black or not. I want one.
No, they're further than that even.
yeah, you would
Yes,
have to.
I
I
still
think the
want
place
one.
that he's referring to is more north than that.
Yeah, very far north.
Well, then let's go very far north. It's important.
Well, if we want to do it safely, then we go. Then we follow the ocean line.
I mean, I don't see any danger. No creature could touch Chad.
And it is just then that you see on the other side of the tower as you guys were walking, because I assumed that Chad, he can disagree, but you can easily lead him while he's disagreeing. So you guys were heading towards the shore. You see on the northern side of the tower a large amount of people, which is something that you've never run into in the steam-filled wastes.
I cast haste on my horse and I started running over. And I yell out,
Oh no, you
anyone
don't.
here
No.
Here's what I'll say. You can attempt to stop him.
Okay, so what do you do before I...
So-
you see I am about to go
Are
on
you
top
on
of
your
my
horse already? Would you have been on your horse while you were walking?
I mean, I were talking with them, so I probably dismounted.
Okay.
I'm about to
So
enter my
while
house.
you're getting on your horse, he has one attempt to stop you. So how are you attempting to stop him?
By doing this. 2. Oh wait.
That's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. I hope you
So the
roll
god
low.
of insanity, yeah,
50?
he's very wise apparently. It's his
Yeah, but-
intelligence that is probably lower.
It's me.
I'm not amused at all. He beat it by 2 points, literally. Oh,
I-
2 points, because
As
you need.
you cast magic on me, I just tell you can't hold the thundercock, and I start running away.
I just tell the merchants to start running, because this is gonna get bad.
Alright. Chad. Here's what you're seeing in the distance.
Yeah.
Actually make a perception check. To see how much I give you.
11.
You see approximately 3 legions worth of shadow people.
Okay, are any of them small?
Actually, with that perception check, you don't see any.
Okay. As I get within 600 feet of them, I'm gonna shout out, "Which one of you are tiny?"
You see, make another perception check, actually.
What?
Yeah, you see what looks like a small shadow person hiding behind one of the bigger people, and then it sort of just peeks out, and then it ducks back. Okay.
That's a 19 hit.
Yes, it does. Roll some damage.
I also have one of the war mage, so that's why it does the +2.
Okay, so this may end a lot quicker than I thought.
600 feet away.
Yeah, so you hit that little person, and
Yeah.
you hear a loud, and it falls on the ground. not moving. However, in the front of this large group, about, let's say, 6 people draw longbows, and they are going to target you.
Why would I shoot at me?
I wonder why.
Let's see.
And longbows do have a range of 600. So,
Yeah,
Do they?
I imagine.
yes, their max range is 600, I think.
Let me just
I thought it was a bit less.
bow range.
Yes, 600. That's the maximum distance.
Okay. So
So-
I just have to move away the next time I shoot.
Okay?
They have disadvantage though, or unless they have like some feet or anything.
Yeah, they do
It's
have
the max range, yes, so
all of them
disadvantage.
except one have disadvantage. One of
Okay.
them is slightly skilled in this particular fighting style, so.
Sharpshooter.
So that's the first one.
Yeah,
That first guy's bow breaks.
I'm
guy
just
misses.
standing there on my horse in triumph as Xeros is approaching me. Misses.
4.
That one hits. Yeah.
Okay. 5. And then this is the last one with sharpshooter. So 2 hit you.
So I think 3, because one of them is 18, right?
Yes.
18 should hit me. My AC is 17.
Okay.
Okay, that hits, yes.
So, so 3 hits, correct?
Yeah, 3 hits.
1, 2, 3.
Oof.
Take
28.
28 damage.
Okay, did they move any closer to me?
No, they do not. However, you notice that there is a man standing in front of this large group who doesn't appear to be as dark colored as the others. And he turns and he sees you. And he is indignantly, I suppose would be the best way to put this, walking towards you, and he's sort of like waving the rest of this group to start charging forward.
So I just yell out, I got him! And then I'm gonna shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at the big one. Piss him off.
Okay.
That's an 18 and 14.
The 18 hits, the 14 misses.
That's 12 force damage.
So you're hitting the
And
one
then-
who's leading the group, if I understand correctly?
Yeah, the big one.
Okay.
And then I wanna... How far did they move towards me? Like, how quickly?
They're moving at regular movement speed.
So 30?
So 60 feet if they're charging.
Yeah, they're charging.
No, but... okay, some of them are charging. Okay, so I will move back... Because the archers are not charging, like they're moving 30, right?
Yeah, those ones, because they attacked, are slightly lagging behind.
So I'm gonna move 70 feet behind, so I'm just out of range for the archers even after they move.
You forget something.
What?
They are now, if I'm calculating this correctly, they move 30 feet. They are now 40 feet away.
No, I mean, I was 600 feet when I started, so 600 plus 70 minus 30. I'm
Yeah, 30.
640 away, so if they move 30, then I'm still 610 away.
And 640 away.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
They won't
so
hit me unless they dash. And then
Yeah, that's very true.
I wonder-
just barely out of range. I made a miscalculation.
All right, so what was his character's name again?
Okay.
Method.
Medroth.
Oh, no. No, that's my character, my bad.
Yeah. Okay. So Medroth, you see this large group of people just sort
I'm
of
just
charging
keeping track there.
towards Chad.
We gotta play this smart and say, ask any of the merchants, anyone got a boat by any miracle of the chance?
So you're asking them if they have a bow?
Yep. No, boat.
Oh, a boat.
The water vehicle.
You see one of them motioning to their cart, which just looks like a cart with wheels. Like
Well,
wagon wheels, like big wagon wheels. It's one of those stereotypical carts.
so I just tell him to get it, because we're gonna need it.
Alright, he motions to the cart again, as if
Okay.
he already has it, and it's the cart.
I give it, how many people can carry all of us, minus our crazy guy?
Minus the Chad.
They motion. One of them walks forward and says, "We can all stay with it."
Well, that's a good thing, because we're gonna need it, because the way... I hate saying his name. Chad is handling things. He's gonna die, and I don't want to be part of that.
They motion for you to get onto the cart, if you wish to get on.
Yep, I hop on then.
Okay. And as you begin to enter the cart, you notice that the color of the sky begins to change.
Oh boy. That can't be good.
To a... Mixed in with the regular color of the sky, it's almost as if a shark bit somebody in the water and the blood is dispersing over the sky in this particular area.
Yep. That's bad.
And Chad, you noticed that too.
Okay, I take it as a sign. I did good, and I will instead of Eldritch blasting, I will run towards it.
Okay.
And I will tell you, I don't have time to. And I will just flex with both my hands, and I will say, "Remember to eat your vitamin, so you too one day can be Chad." As I run away.
So you're running now?
Yes.
Full speed?
Yes. Did I cast haste earlier? I assume I did. So...
I'm not sure. You didn't say that you did.
Okay, yeah, I'll just cast haste now that I'm running away. So 600 feet per turn.
Okay. Yeah, he easily catches up to the cart.
And I ask, where are we going?
See, because you messed up.
Oh no, I did great. I killed the little man.
The what man?
We don't have to go more. We don't have to go north anymore. I dealt with it.
Well, we are going north
man.
one way or another.
Oh yeah. Well, that's fine. I
All
don't
right.
see why not.
So, as you guys are attempting to escape, I'm gonna need...
How far we are then? Are the creatures?
At this point, they're about a mile behind you. Some
Okay,
of them
so-
some of them that are giving chase to you have mounted on creatures. So they
Okay.
they are
Well, I
moving.
just you guys. Well, if you want, we can spend 10 minutes, or I could just use some of my thunder energy, and we could just run into the water.
The cart is a boat, so don't worry about that.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, then you should be good. And I will cast... I mean, it's 8 people anyways, but he said he has a boat, so I'm not sure if I should cast it on him. So I'm gonna do... Yeah, I'm gonna cast it on you anyway, because I can. So everyone has water walking.
Okay.
Spending a slot to do it, so it's an action instead of 10 minutes.
Okay.
I think the boat is faster than walking over it.
And then you see me running 600 feet per turn into the water.
Yeah, he's like the Flash running over the sea. Literally.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him because he has no clue where we're going. He's just gonna head into the ocean while we are. If I grab the map that I got constantly used from the Facebook group we met in.
Can I cast water walking on a boat?
On the
If it says
boat.
creature, then you can't. 10 willing creatures, so no.
Okay. That's fine.
If it said a creature or an object, I would have allowed it, but...
I just pictured throwing a bunch of shit into the water and it just crashes on the surface.
However, here's what happens. First, I'm gonna need Medroth. One of the merchants claims that he's not very good at driving, but he's the one at the helm, and he wants you to help him. So do you help him?
If he's not good, I don't want to die, so I think I will help him. Because okay, I'm not the best as well, but together we can do a lot better.
And he just has regular horses pulling the cart, but they do move slightly faster, like 5 feet more than a regular racing horse. But they also don't seem to sleep. They just sort of stand there at night. So take from that what you will. But he wants you to help control them. So I'll get you to make an animal handling check.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, no. $14, hooray.
That's better than it could have been, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, you continue. And you manage to get the horses to go slightly faster than what they were. So they're reaching their maximum speed. And you manage to get to the water. And as far as you know, this cart isn't going to do anything. It's just a cart. But you charge into the water trusting your companions, your merchant companions.
Mm-hmm.
And
because they are quite less crazy than my crazy friend.
just as you're about to enter the water, you notice the horses' tails begin to change. Almost as if their tail is going inside their body and another tail is coming out. And their legs begin to change, and it doesn't seem to affect the height of or speed of the cart. They seem to develop fins where their legs were, and a fish-like tail where their tail was. And the cart's wheels begin to fold underneath very quickly and begin spinning very quickly. And the horses dive into the water and continue pulling the cart, and the cart continues floating above the water as the wheels are spinning, kind of like a hovercraft.
Okay. So, if I grab the map again, I'm planning to go out and see the circle around and hit land again by the water veins, if that's not too long.
Okay, I'll allow it. Why not?
I'm not running directly out into the sea like I'm gonna see where they are going. I just run way too quick in a direction and then look back. Was it the right one?
And as your cart manages to get out to sea, you hear some wild barking noises behind you, and you hear what sounds like projectiles hitting water behind
Oh
you.
boy. Well, that ain't good.
So, approximately a day into your journey, you begin to notice
Yeah,
that
at some point I would have to recast my horse as well, so it's not. But I wouldn't know when it's about to end, so I'm just gonna recast it.
and you can get on the cart, so it's no big deal.
Then I will get on the cart, but I will still summon my horse because it looks handsome.
Cool. So, yeah, about a day into your journey, you begin realizing why this is called the Windy Sea, and it is simply because there is heavy winds here that constantly blow without fail. And sometimes it even whips up some of the water into a water spout very quickly nearby. However, you don't have to worry about that for now. However, about a day in, as I said, you notice that
So we get a short rest.
it's about a day in, so you could have taken a long rest.
Okay.
Which is always nice.
So, about a day in, you notice that there's something following you in the air.
Okay. When I look back, what's following us in the air?
Looks like a fish-like creature
How far away is it
following
from
you. It's approximately 300 feet by the time you noticed it.
us? Okay. Is my horse summoned? Because I would have kept resummoning it whenever it went away, because it looks pretty.
Okay, you have the horse then.
Okay, so I get up onto the horse, and I will tell you there's a thing in the air.
Oh,
That direction. As I point at it, I Eldritch blast it.
Okay, before you Eldritch Blast it, I'm gonna need you to make an Arcana check.
Arcana check. 0. It's not even natural one.
It suddenly begins to expand and grow larger, and you aim at it. However, it sort of just goes past it.
Just keep trying.
Okay.
It's too big, I can't hit it, I yell out.
It begins expanding and shrinking at random rates. I'll need you to make another Arcana check. And it is now 200 feet from the caravan. Unfortunately, it's still expanding and
How quickly
getting
is it
smaller.
moving?
It's moving about the caravan is moving approximately 40 feet per turn. Or the horses are using 40 feet of movement, so they can dash. However,
Is 80.
the weird shark-like creature or fish-like creature sort of following the ship, and it is catching up approximately 20 feet per turn.
Oh boy.
Is it like moving at 60 and then dashing, or is it just catching up by 20 so it doesn't speed up?
No, it's moving at 50 and dashing, so.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's just okay. I just want to clarify.
And as it's getting closer, you notice that it kind of just looks like a fish with wings and very sharp teeth.
Okay. I Yeah, I just keep blasting it until something happens.
Okay,
Just blast and hit it, damn it.
make an Arcana
It's-
check.
As you say, just blast and hit it. I just yell out, "It's too big! I can't hit it!"
Okay, with a 10,
If only it was smaller.
with a 10, you see it as it actually is. So you can actually roll to hit it now.
That's 2 hits.
Alright. So, yeah, you hit it twice.
So you just hear me. Finally, it became smaller.
Ugh.
It's 26 force.
Okay, 26 force. It gets hit. And it continues on. It continues moving.
So how far away is it from us now? It should be about 180, right? If it catches up for 20 feet. So 180, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 turns until it reaches. So I'm just
However,
gonna average. Okay.
At this turn, it just sort of coughs loudly. And you see these weird blue wind-like things emanate from it, and it's heading directly towards the cart.
As soon as that happens, I'm gonna lightning bolt it because I have a range of 240. Lightning bolt a bit. No, just 200, but that should still be in range. So as they spawn, I should be able to hit them.
Okay. You aim at the weird little blue things? Okay.
No, the creature as well, because it's a bolt of lightning.
Okay.
The creature. And
So you hit one of the blue things, and it becomes larger. However, you do hit the shark thing.
yeah. So that's a dex save.
Dex save. Dex save. 26.
Okay, so it takes half damage. So it takes 13 lightning.
Doesn't seem as effective as you thought it might be.
Okay. And if the blue creature was in the way whatsoever, then it would probably get hit as well.
Yeah, the blue thing got bigger as a result of you hitting it.
Okay, yeah, okay, so it's probably a sort of lightning. So maybe I should lightning bolt again. How quickly are these blue things moving? Their turns.
Sorry?
How quickly are the blue things moving if it's their turns?
Oh, they are going to this turn collide with the cart. They seem to be projectiles. So, Medroth, if you want to attempt to do something to prevent these balls of blue energy from hitting the cart, you can attempt to do so.
Trying to swerve out of the way? Question mark.
If you wish to be continuing to steer, you can do that. So you can make an animal handling check.
Please don't fail, please don't fail, please don't fail. And of course a 9.
Unfortunately, the horses that are underwater now are just sort of not responding to your commands fast enough. They do respond, however, that isn't before this happens. I need you to make a dex save, Medroth. Okay, you managed to succeed. So,
Double check if I'm not forgetting anything.
Do you have your charisma bonus?
That's what I'm checking for, if I have that, yes or no.
What is your dex +1? That's the question.
Oh no, I don't have that. One level too low for that.
Oh yeah, that's 6. That's right. We're level 5.
Yes, poor level 5. No!
you managed to succeed, however, so you take half damage.
That's 14. Oh god, ouch.
And you have an idea that whatever Chad just did made that one ball slightly more powerful.
It looks like I'm about to do it again, by the way.
So I just grab my javelin and bonk him on the head with the stick of end of it and tell him, "Don't hit those balls."
What do you mean? Nobody can resist the Thundercock.
Don't hit the blue balls, projectiles, whatever they are.
I make persuasion roll.
Persuasion. Aren't how sure of this, but okay. 23.
All right, that'll hit the fish as long as it doesn't get big. Just then it's too big for me to hit.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. That was just a temporary thing.
I still respond with the same thing.
Fair enough.
So if that fish were the size of a planet, you still couldn't hit it.
Yeah, it would be too big.
But
How can
why?
I hit something that big?
Just hit it.
How?
I'm soon going to waste your guys' turns if you keep asking questions.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Back
go
and
on.
forth.
But still, why? Why? How could I hit it if it's that large?
Because it has a bigger surface stick, so what you can hit it. The smaller just has less surface stick, so what you cannot hit it.
He
But seriously,
begins
shoot it
saying
right
all
now.
of that, but you're going to
That makes
attack
no
if you...
sense.
Yeah, you can attack if you want.
What, me?
Yeah. While he's explaining the physics of surface area to you.
No, at this point I forgot about it. I'm trying to understand why shooting a large bird would be easier, but it's clearly harder. I don't see how hitting a big thing would be easier. I mean, it's so big.
Okay, so it catches up one more turn. While you guys are
Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it now. I'm gonna explain this after this is done.
Alright, as long as it doesn't turn big again.
Oh. So it's gonna spin again.
Well, at this point, I'm also gonna shoot back if I had the chance.
Okay, so it spits the balls again.
Oh no.
And it sees no reason to aim for the other thing because the other thing is helping it kill the thing it's after. So, still gonna try to hit the cart.
What's the other thing?
The other thing is the horse with Chad on it, who is currently helping it. So it sees no reason to kill him yet.
Kill the shark, please.
Yes, I was just getting onto that. Just as soon as I, yeah.
It's basically a shark that instead of fins, it has wings. And it's flying after you.
So I say, let me just check one thing first. How quickly the horse would die if it was in combat.
Is it
Okay.
resistant to lightning damage?
No, it's definitely not.
Okay, then.
So it doesn't take any damage. That's good. But yeah, I will mount the horse and I will make it just run forward, so 200 feet. And then I will shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay, you can hit it.
Yeah. Luckily, I can hit it from a mile away due to my magnificent thunder. 16, is that it?
16 just barely hits it.
Nice. Then it's 25 damage.
Alright, it is now considered bloodied. However, it regained its lightning breath. So, it is now breathing these 3 globules of lightning at the cart. So, You can attempt to move the cart in any way you wish, or do something else, if you think it will help. This is Medroth
No,
that I'm talking about.
I really can't help. I'm fully melee built. So yeah. The only thing I can do is heal and just drive. So let's see if I can evade those balls again, I guess. Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes again. Another animatic check. Let's see how bad that is. Oh, pretty decent.
14. You manage to maneuver it away from 2 of the balls. And 2 of the balls hit the water, but luckily, since neither the horse or the cart are in direct contact with the water, those have no effect. Because it is technically a wind horse, so it's not in contact with the water at the moment that the lightning strikes it. So the cart still gets hit by 1 of the balls,
Oh,
which is...
that's not good.
You need to make a dex save.
Ouch. Here comes the low number. I can feel it. 9.
You take 9 damage.
Ouch.
Okay,
Okay,
a lot of that damage from the last one was because he used a lightning bolt on the lightning ball, which absorbed some of the lightning energy.
That
Okay.
makes no sense to me.
And I'm gonna heal for 23 points, leaving me with... It's loud shit. Leaving me with 2 points on Lay of Hands. Yay.
However, you're noticing as this is happening that the cart seems fairly resistant to this attack, this barrage. Almost as if it isn't being attacked at all. And since the the merchants are inside the cart, they're just waiting for you to defend the cart like they've done with other attacks.
Well, it's being defended by the only one that can defend it, since I'm literally not a ranged fighter.
Yeah, they're just sitting in there patiently. They sort of rock whenever the cart gets hit back and forth like an airplane or a spaceship being attacked by another one. But otherwise they seem fine. They're not taking any damage.
Okay, so I do maneuver and then just hop back into the back of the car to just avoid damage.
They look at you and they say, "This is not a part of your contract."
No, need is dying.
Make a persuasion check.
Move something I'm good at. But this time I actually suck a bit.
They go, "Your contract is not up. Protect us."
Well, I would love to if the shark were to get within 5 feet of me, where I can hit it.
3 of them just grab you and place you on a plank of wood that is on the opposite side, closer to where the the shark is. They seem unnaturally strong in that moment, but only for that moment. And then they close this weird curtain thing, and you try to go back in, and it's like a solid wall.
Well, climbing time.
That's up to you what you want to do on your next turn.
Is it even close enough for me to hit? Because I don't think it's close enough to hit.
With a spell, maybe.
I have 0 spells that...
Currently.
60
No,
feet
160. Sorry, 160. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I am literally sitting duck.
Alright. They want you to do something. They don't care what it is. They just want you to do it.
Okay,
Whether
okay,
it's
okay.
steer the thing or do something else, but
Okay, do something else.
you do a little jig on the back of the thing.
Yeah.
Actually, let's see what happens since you do that.
I do a little jig.
Let's see what happens. Why the hell not? It seems confused, and I'm gonna say that it has disadvantage on its next breath weapon recharge. So it has to roll 2d6s and take the lower number.
Oh god. I was like, well, they said do something. Well, I did something.
Yeah, it's part of what you said you would do. You would help in any combat in any way that you could.
Well, I did.
So yeah, its breath weapon doesn't recharge. However, instead of using its breath weapon, you hear it go. And you see a claw grip the back of the cart. A clawed hand. Looks green.
Me. That can be good.
And I need you to see if this hits.
Nope.
Does that hit you? As a spear just out of the water and attempts to hit you, but it bounces off your plate mail armor, which I assume you have.
No, this is literally plate armor, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it just deflects off of your plate armor. Doesn't even scratch the paint on it. It just didn't get a good chance to try to hit you, but it tried. And you see a weird looking fish face looking up at you.
Oh, those guys again.
They're called
Nope.
Sahagin, I think.
Yep, time to return the favor to this guy. Wait, it's not my turn, is it?
No, not yet. It is currently
Sahagin? Oh, Chad, you
or
mean?
yeah, Chad, not Craig. They're both similar names for the same concept that you were going for.
That's not very Chad of you. Well, anyways, here comes the Thundercock. 21 to hit the bird.
It is technically half bird, half shark. But sure, go ahead. That hits.
That's 22 more force damage.
All right. It is now considered bloodied. I don't know if I said that before, but
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did because it wasn't. It's HP. Sometimes I make mistakes. Okay. So it is now Medros' turn.
So, Mr. Fish, it's time to get some grilled fish, because here we go. A 13.
Just gonna check because this character
Yeah,
is actually in the book.
I mean, you have multi-attack, you might as well do the next one.
Yeah, roll the next one.
Okay. Hold on. Which is 14.
Yeah, those
Seriously.
both hit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they don't wear much armor
Now use all your smites.
because the armor inhibits their movement in the water.
12.
12
14.
total of
26.
Yeah, they don't have a resistance to fire, so
Mm-hmm.
a total of what was it again? Sorry?
26.
26? Okay. Yeah, that creature is immediately cut down and falls back into the water.
Oh no, I want that meat.
Well, you do have
Food
a
is
chance.
food.
You do have a chance. So I'll say make a dexterity saving throw to see if you manage to grab
God.
it.
Oh, don't kill me now. 20.
Yeah, you manage to grab its arm before it lets go of the wooden platform.
Yeah, I just throw it onto the platform. Meat is my eyes.
Alright. For some reason, the Sahagin can go through the curtain, but you cannot.
Mm.
Perhaps it has something to do with why it's not being damaged as much in all these things. Why it can do all these weird things. Perhaps it's an enchanted cart, is what I'm gonna say.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're just sitting there eating your sahagin. That's
Yeah, you go
what I'm
back in after the
imagining.
fight and they're just sort of have different pieces of this Sahagin eating it. Either way, as soon as that Sahagin dies, you need to make a perception check.
Okay, something I can do with the definitely +0. Let's see what I get. A 13.
You see something dark in the water. Very big.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And it seems like it was in place to put the Sahagin where it was.
More fish.
You'll see in a moment. Because it is its turn now.
Wait,
You see
hold
a tentacle emerge from the water.
where has Chad's turn gone, actually?
He took his turn.
Oh, okay, just
It's
double
enemy
checking.
turn, and then it's Chad's turn, and then it's your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so you see a tentacle raise out of the water. And it seems like even though you're moving at a very high speed, it doesn't seem to be moving any further behind you. So it seems to be moving at the same speed as the cart.
Well, this is bad.
And it just sort of moves almost as if it's looking at you, even though you don't see any eyes on this tentacle. Anything else that you want to do on your turn? Oh, wait, it's the enemy's turn. That's right.
Yep.
Chad, you see the flying shark looking at you. It's going to try to recharge its ability. It does not. So it can't do anything this turn. It just simply roars again.
Okay.
So Chad, it's your turn.
Well, this creature is just like a tentacle peeking out in the water.
Make a perception check, because technically your character didn't. To see what he sees. With a 16, you see that there's a large dark shape attached to the tentacle.
Okay.
That's underwater.
I'm just thinking of something. How far away? I've run 200 and the cart dashed 80, so I should be 120 in front of it. So I think I will move back 90 feet, and then I will try and use my great hold, and I will ask this tentacle monster. Let's see where I have that. Have I put it down? Let me find it up real quickly. The great old one.
Oh, you have the telepathic ability.
Yes. So I will tell it. Have you seen any little people or acorns around?
I love how you changed it to acorn rather than pinecone.
No, it's acorn.
Now it's acorn. Okay, perfect. It responds. And the telepathic doesn't allow it to respond to you, does it? Or does it?
Sure, why not?
Does it say in the description that it allows it to?
It doesn't say anything about responding.
It doesn't
but I mean,
matter because it
I
can
can
respond.
communicate telepathically, and my communicate is not just sending messages. So I
Okay. But it doesn't matter, I'll tell you that, because this creature can communicate telepathically. And it says, "What are you doing in my ocean?"
I'm looking for tiny people and acorns.
"We have nothing like that here. And
Well,
for
why
your
didn't you
trespass,
tell-
you will die."
Why didn't you just tell me earlier? And I will.
Actually,
let's
that's
see if
not true. Make an insight check.
Oh yeah. Let's make an insight check. Maybe it's like today. That would be a terrible thing. Like who would do that? 6.
It's deception. It might not have an obtuse deception, so you might be able to still succeed. Where am I? I figured since you ran away from my other boss, I would give you another one.
No, but this one might know where acorn.
Okay, so it's... Yeah, it doesn't have a special. So if it gets a natural 1, it will technically be the exact same number as what you rolled, and it will be a natural 1, so it can fail. However, it doesn't. So you believe it.
Yes.
Because there are technically little people in the ocean, but that was what it was lying about.
Have any of the things I'm looking for. Why are you wasting my time? And I will start running back the way I came from. No, like not the way we came from. The way I was earlier on the turn. So I will run 110 feet further back, and I will do my necrotic shroud on myself. Actually, I will do the necrotic shroud first because then it needs to make a wisdom save, unless it's immune to fear.
Okay. Needs to make a wisdom save. I'll just check.
It's charisma. Charisma, actually. Charisma save.
It is immune to frightened, unfortunately.
Okay, so it doesn't fear the Chad.
Apparently not.
That's a first.
Well, it is quite large and ancient. So, to be fair.
I just assume it didn't see me.
Well, you haven't seen any eyes above water yet.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I moved, so I'm 10 feet away from it. And then, or actually, I wasn't entirely melee with it, so I should be 130 feet away from it. Yeah.
But it does respond to you saying, "Leave my ocean." And to Medroth, you hear, "Now why are you, little speck, in my ocean?"
Trying to get away? No problem?
It's not going to respond till its next turn. So, there's still the problem of the flying shark.
That's not the problem. What are you talking about?
However, it is Medroth's turn. because Chad used his turn running back and forth. Unless if he wanted to attack the shark. Or the...
No, I use my action to do necrotic shroud.
Oh, okay. That's fine. And what's the distance on that? 10 feet? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. It wouldn't have hit the shark, is what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Medroth. You can attempt to talk to it, which will continue the conversation. Or you can try to do something else. It's up to you.
I told it that we were just trying to get away from a problem and that we would be landing on the water veins soon.
Okay, it's gonna ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you running away from, small speck?
Well, a giant army of black creatures. We have no clue what they are, but our friend just looks over at Chad like it had to get us in trouble.
Make a persuasion check.
Just wait until my next turn. I have had something planned for a while now.
Oh god.
It says, "It is a shame we couldn't work together to kill these black creatures." And
Yeah, sure it was.
he looks like the tentacle looks like it's rearing to attack you. But it is still within your melee range, so you can still attack it if you wish.
I am just trusting it that it's not gonna squash.
Okay, so do you want to attempt to do something else on that turn? Or...
Just stay where...
If you want to try to persuade it again, I'll let you, but you would have to use your action to do so.
Yes,
And
sure,
you would
why
have to
not?
say something else.
We would... Once we have landed, we won't be on the water anymore for at least a very long time. At least not your waters, it is.
It says, "But you're here now, and deserve death."
The... Oh,
So-
bugger.
You can try to say something else.
Wait.
It's just that particular line of reasoning...
How could I know it was your waters? I mean, there's not a new clear boundary that I could have seen or anything.
You shouldn't trespass where you don't belong.
Well, how can I know it's your waters? From the surface, it just seems like an ocean. Nothing says it's been taken.
I'm going to give you a hint. This line of reasoning isn't going to work with this character. Because he just sees you as a trespasser, and he doesn't care that you don't know that this is his land. It's sort of like that guy who owns a lot of property and you're lost in the woods and he's threatening to kill you anyway.
Sheriff would be ashamed to lose an ally to have been helping with removing those nasty shadows. I mean, what's the next thing gonna come instead of us that's just making a quick detour from our route that's became dangerous? I think those shadows will be coming here soon, and then, well, you're all on your own, fighting those shadows. No one to help.
Alright, make another persuasion check, I'll let you. Because he really does want... Okay, let's see.
Better.
Let me look at its stats here. Yeah, it's pretty intelligent. And it sees that there's something bigger going on than itself. It says...
Good thing I don't.
It sort of rears the tentacle around to the side of the merchant vessel. And its suction cups grip onto the side of it. And it picks it up out of the water.
Uh-oh.
However, you have a feeling that you have succeeded. It wasn't going to do this before. It was just going to smack you. So something has changed.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes, I'll let you go.
I'm
No,
going
would-
to shoot the big tentacle monster lifting the boat. That's 18. Does 18 hit?
Are you aiming at the tentacle?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not like it doesn't even know where smoke. I
doesn't
don't know
even-
what you're talking about.
Here's his reasoning. It doesn't even know where the small creatures are, so...
God. Bloody
Okay, so let's see what its AC is. 18 just barely hits it.
Yes, and then it's gonna take 19 force damages.
Alright, it takes the damage.
And I'm... No, actually, never mind. It's gonna take an additional 10 necrotic damage.
Is that a...
Because because I have necrotic shroud on now, so it's gonna
Oh,
deal
right,
more.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part. Okay, so 8 plus 11 plus 10. That's fine. It's an intelligent creature, and
I'm also running 200 feet away on the wall.
oh, you're running further away?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I can, so I don't see any reason not to keep my range.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get it to roll a perception check. 'Cause technically, it was much closer to you at one point, so it has a chance of knowing this piece of information. So perception. Perception is wisdom based.
I did run up to it and ask for acorns. So
Okay, never mind. What? Okay, there we go. I don't know why, but my calculator erased everything. Anyway, it doesn't have a special perception bonus, so you know how to get past a kraken. It does have low perception. Yeah, it does have low perception. So if you're good at hiding, you can get past a kraken. However, it did notice. So, because you're not obviously hiding it, and it rolled high enough. So, it speaks to Medroth and says, "Your friend has a patron that is making him crazy. I will forgive that one trespass."
Look, I just don't control him, and friend, it's very lightly implemented that he's a friend. He's more like a friend in these pressing times that are very bad for us all, and, well...
Yeah, and as you're continuing the conversation, the kraken just throws the cart that you're on. It goes very fast.
Yeah, so I'd be like, so he's friends with what's the
However, the cart seems to stabilize slightly, but it's going very fast towards the land. It's moving miles a minute.
So I just basically grab onto the cart or whatever the hell I can hold on.
You see one of the merchant's arms reach out towards you and just grab you and pull you in. And inside,
Glenn?
it's very calm.
Well, wasn't expecting that to happen today.
You've done well. You've fulfilled your contract. Well, for now. We have to renegotiate our contract anyway. We are not heading in the same direction we were before.
Well, we're
What's
heading.
happening? I'm gonna shoot the tentacle monster again because it just threw our cart.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm assuming I didn't get any of those telepathic messages.
No.
That was like way over there. And then I'm gonna start running after the thing. So that's actually 40 damage total. Unless it's resistant to necrotic.
Necrotic? Nope.
Okay, so it takes 40 damage then.
It's only immune to lightning damage. And,
Yeah.
of course, the non-magical weapon attacks.
And then I will start running after the cart. Assuming it was in my direction. Or
Yeah, it threw it past you.
so yeah, I will just keep running after the cart and blasting while I run. As long
Okay.
as it's within range.
And it took 40, you said?
Yeah, 40 damage.
Let's see. Compared to its max health... Yeah,
Yeah, they have a lot of max health.
it hurts it. It's like somebody slit their finger on a box cutter. But
Yeah.
it's not getting very close to killing it at all.
I'm very well aware.
For you as a player, but anyway. Its tentacle just sort of drifts under the waves. And the shark actually stops attacking you.
Actually, I got sending to the Kraken, because that's a spell. I have to be familiar with the Kraken where I am. So I'm gonna use my Warlock spell.
Technically, you're familiar with its tentacle, but I'll allow it. You can target its tentacle and it'll reach its brain.
So as I'm running away, I send him a message saying, "Ha! I knew you were no match for the mighty Chad Thundercock."
It says,
I'm not done. I have 25 words. Let's see
okay,
what
go
else I can
ahead, go ahead. I didn't mean to step on your toes, I thought you were done.
No. You should have just told me there were no small people or nuts of some sort.
You know what happens?
Which nut was it? I don't remember.
Okay, you know what happens?
It's gonna attack me.
No. It's gonna do something else. After running for quite a while, you start slowing down because you figure that it's not
Yes,
getting...
he has 25 messages to respond with as well.
Yeah, it doesn't respond. However, after a while of riding, you slow down a little bit. And you see a tentacle...
Catch up to the people on land?
You see a tentacle lifting up behind you. A very small mer person.
Do I notice it?
We'll make a perception check if you're not sure.
He's gonna fight everything in the vicinity.
21. Of course.
You see a very small mer person being put onto the back of your horse, and then the tentacle retracts. If you wish to do something before that happens, you can, but that's what its goal is.
Okay.
It looks like maybe
I just shout
an
out,
adolescent
"Aha!"
mer person.
So I shout out, "Aha! A mighty offering for the mighty Chad. I will let you live this one."
Since you really wanted a small person, that's all it had access to. So you have an equivalent of a baby mer person.
So yeah, in my mind, it just admitted that it gave me a treasure as to let it live.
It doesn't care about your perspective.
And then I will come back.
It seemed that was a goal that it could easily achieve, is giving you a small person that you were asking for. So it very quickly just did that for you.
Yes.
So you can put in that... I don't care. You can put in that character's inventory a small mer person. If you want. And mer people don't need water, but they'll need aid walking.
Is it dead or is it alive?
Oh, it's a living...
Oh, it's still living.
Small mer person. And it's looking up at you and it goes...
I speak it towards it telepathically.
Okay. What do you say?
So all the halflings were hiding under the wall. I got it. They are indeed shrewd.
The small little mer person says, "But I'm not a halfling."
Make a persuasion check.
Of course.
You know what? I'm gonna look up merfolk for the fun of it, and I'm gonna say it's one less than what their persuasion would be.
It has to be the 15.
Okay, I'm actually in the M's now. Here it is. They have a +1 to charisma, so it's a 0, so it's a D20. Let's see what happens.
25% chance. Or 30 action. Okay. See, I just tell it. I've been told of your shrewd ways. You cannot lie to me.
But I have a tail!
All halflings have tails.
You hear a voice in your head. I'm enjoying this, but no. This is not the creature you're looking for.
I see this is a test. You're trying to deceive me.
Hey! I never said I wouldn't. That's what your god says.
I'm too smart. You see me flexing my brain, and I start flexing my brain.
Roll an Arcana check.
Let's see, where's my cheat again? There we go.
This is what he was doing earlier. He was attempting to flex his brain, and he was actually draining power from his god by doing it. However, this time, you do feel your brain flex, but your god doesn't complain.
Yes. Exactly. And I look back at the merfolk and I tell her back, say, you better not be trying to flex your shrewdness.
It says, I can't do that. And it looks sad.
Are you sure? You just do like this, and I show it.
What are you doing? What does flexing your brain externally look like?
So I explain it. It's basically like when you take a shit, but both of your hands are here because you need all the power in your brain from both of your arms. And then you just stare and think really hard.
It tries it. And if your character would care about such things, it looks very cute trying to do it. Just like... And nothing happens.
Okay.
Or at least the merfolk doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't harm you mentally or anything.
Well, for now, Mr. Halfling, we will go on land and find a cart.
Alright. And Prebin just said that he got up just now. to go to work. So that would be why he didn't respond to us.
Wow, what a sleepyhead.
No, I mean, like, he works nights.
Yeah, he must work like late night, early morning.
Okay.
Because he is a snowplow person, if I remember correctly.
He does snow plowing every now and then. And it has been snowing today, so it makes sense.
Okay, perfect. That would be why. Okay. So, yeah, you guys make it back to land. The cart eventually slows down as if it's like a a drone, like a modern day drone that has 4 propellers on it. It just sort of slows down near the land, hovers down, and its wheels fold back out, and it lands on the ground.
Ah, well.
I will approach my companion, and I will say, I found the halfling we were...
You literally see that he has a baby, or maybe slightly older merfolk riding on the back of his horse.
You know...
I intimidated the big tentacle that left the gift in its defeat.
You know, that was your goal, your mission.
Oh, well, we were on the same mission, I think.
No, we weren't on the same page about it.
Well, then why are you here? What?
Well, for one, because you were being useful.
Yeah, that's why I am here, but why are you here?
I mean, you saw what he did to that flying thing, that flying shark. He did do quite a bit of damage at really long distances.
Well, as I said, you were being useful because you can just shoot things from very far away. And secondly, I'm here because, well, I can heal people, I can dish out damage. I mean...
I can do that too.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Let me show you. I will knock the mirror person unconscious. So I do an unarmed strike against it.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
Make
don't,
an unarmed strike.
Stop!
It's too late. I mean, you told me to show you. I'm gonna show you.
No, I didn't.
You know what? Its armor class is 11. So, you do hit.
I do 3 damage. Is it unconscious?
How much damage?
3 damage.
3?
Yeah.
It's not unconscious, but it looks sad.
Don't worry, I was just showing how I can make everything better. Are you ready for everything to be better?
She looks, or the merfolk looks very sad, but it's looking at you expectantly.
And I
Go on.
with both of my hands, and I say, "See? Now it's like I never even punched you." And I do healing hands, and it heals for 10 HP.
You did heal it more than its maximum hit points. So, yes, it is happy now. It doesn't know why you hit it to demonstrate that, but it's happier now.
That wasn't my fault. He told me to.
No. Let me ask you a second question. Can you do that again?
Well, yeah, later, tomorrow.
Oh, look at that. I can do that again, right now, and right now, and right now, and right now. Oh yeah, and don't forget, right now.
Well,
I was gonna say, and then you walked off into the distance, and right now, and right now, and right now. But go ahead. There is an ending point that I wish to get to, since you decided to take this path.
So, let's go further up north and try and see where we actually can perhaps settle in, or set up camp, or whatever, and be safe.
Oh, do you mean by the other halfling?
No.
Oh yeah, because I found out they were living under the sea.
No, not by halflings at all, just because you would murder them all.
Yes, but they were living under the sea, so not that much.
And with the loud sigh, do you guys begin your journey north?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
we
so
are.
you guys are in the water veins.
Hmm.
I just tell the merfolk, yeah, I'm watching you, don't do anything shrewd.
She looks, or I'm assuming it's a female merfolk
Yeah.
for some reason. Anyway, doesn't really matter. The merfolk looks very mischievous when you say that, but it seems like it's a joke, whether or not your character understands that.
Probably not.
You can roll an insight, see if you understand
Insight.
what's going on. Yeah, you understand. It's a joke. You did
Okay, it's a
roll
joke.
high enough.
So I'm not gonna attack it. Good.
But the merfolk is pretty happy that this area is filled with water.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys continue on for a little while, and to wrap things up a little quicker, because I understand that it is soon time for us to stop.
Hmm.
So to wrap things up a little quicker, you guys continue exploring the water veins, when suddenly you come across something that you may not have expected. You find a large group of people who seem to be cooperating and working together. You see some people sort of standing on the outside of one of the water veins. And they seem to be attempting to fix something, maybe? You're not sure?
I asked the merfolk if she sees any halflings like her.
She looks and she goes, "Not halflings like me."
I guess it's clear I don't see any halflings. I yell out.
Alright, so, here's what you see, guys. You see what looks like some sort of structure within the water vein that is causing the water in the water vein to go up and around this structure. And it seems like there's some people working on it. It seems like there's an entrance into this place, or into this structure, and there's a couple of people standing outside of it.
Okay, I walk up to the structure and the people.
Alright, the structure is under about 4 feet of water.
Okay.
But the water seems to be flowing around it and not going in it.
I asked the people, who's in charge?
One of the people stands
The
up.
mighty Chad wishes to speak with them.
One of the workers stands up and says, "Well, our leader just left."
Then I will be your new leader. I am the mighty Chad. Do you have seen any halflings like this one? And I point back to
Chad.
Okay, so
Don't make me do this.
So here's what happens. Just to speed things up a little bit. They insist that their leader wouldn't appreciate someone moving in on his territory.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I am the mighty Chad. He would bow before me.
However, they will allow... after a while, they see that it's better to indulge your delusions. But either way, they show you into the structure, and after a day or two, you find out who the leader is, and this is where we're going to leave off.
Okay.
The leader is a dragonborn by the name of Zaraskar, and that is where we will leave off.
Oh God, no.
So,
oh God, no.
I've described your area a little bit. They've built defenses into the water veins itself. It's a little wooden structure that sort of just parts the water around it, and inside it's completely safe and dry. However, they
I
would
just,
need to get through 4 or 5 feet of water to get to the structure in the first place.
I just realized how good job I did safeguarding myself against this halfling hunter, because all halflings are merfolk now.
Yeah, so now if
Because of the
Howler
crossing.
shows up,
It's gonna be so easy to deceive. What? No, I'm not the halfling.
It's gonna be very hard to deceive.
What are you talking about? I mean, halflings are blue to this person. They look like this little.
Hello, you got another paladin that's like, no, that's not true.
but either way, your god might try to push things. Whether or not your character actually listens, that's the downfall of being the god of insanity. Sometimes your followers don't listen to you. But yes, that is where we're going to lead off.